It's kind of fitting that the star hero this week is Rick, because we are in Alexandria. So, what's in store? Kill all the walkers in the area. Okay, just very simply, I'm using Rick with the Blizzard pistol that's silent, it can cripple things, has a small blast. Yumiko is going to use the assassin's bow. Yes, let's just very quickly upgrade that. That, of course, is silent as well. And Connie's just coming along. I'm giving her the sawtooth blade. We can reduce threat. I guess actually for this one, this particular mission, it's kill all walkers. So I tell you what, we don't have to be subtle. Let's make some noise. I'll swap it out on the other ones where there's maybe a threat counter, but this kind of seems like it'd be a really fun little combo. Shane, of course, never met Yumiko, but I don't know. Don't know what that would have been like. Dio, what are you doing? There's always a cat that joins me. This time it's Dio. Dionysus. They're all weird. All of my cats are weird. Anyway, this one, yeah, you start off with some walkers very, very close to you, including a tank. You're going to have to be able to either get yourself out of there or deal with a tank and some marauding walkers very quickly. Need something that can hit really, really hard to deal with that tank. And I think something that's going to cripple or ensnare or root or whatever very, very quickly, because otherwise they are close enough to get you. Once you've dealt with those walkers that start close to you, you can go to the other side of the map and you can take them out one at a time. It's not a problem. But yeah, this can, I mean, it's a quick mission, but it can be nasty if you can't deal with that very immediate threat. Not a problem on earlier difficulties. As you get higher up though, work your way to higher difficulties, it's gonna be a problem. Find the loot. Well, Glenn is our scavenger supreme. I'm gonna swiftly swap that to the assassin's bow. And yeah, there we are. Now, I like the Blizzard pistol for Rick, or any weapon that has area effect, anything that has a blast pattern, a blast radius. I like that for Rick, because it means he's hitting more targets. He gets his leadership trait, his inspiration skill up quicker. Although I guess if he's the leader, everybody's got that. Everybody benefits. But it's so nice to know that you are landing really powerful attacks against multiple enemies. Okay, so we've searched the loot and bad guys appear. Fortunately, they appear at the sort of starting line of the map. So ideally you won't have anybody nearby, but definitely move as a unit as you go searching. Otherwise you're going to have to deal with that problem as it pops up. I really do think Glenn is such a good choice for these kinds of missions. You have such good mobility around the map. The ability to search, kill, and still have an action left is just, well, that's because I've got a weapon with swift strike. But in any case, you can at least search and then kill. If you've got a weapon with swift strike, search, kill, strike, you know, there's nothing too crazy about that. I think going ranged is a very good idea. It's a map where you've definitely got the visibility and the space to use ranged characters. Although one of the great things about Rick is that his leadership trait applies whether you are using ranged characters or melee characters. He's a good leader. He is a good leader. Red carpet, get to the exit. Yeah, I think I know this one. Connie, come along. You're a great character. I'm not really thinking too much about the team composition at this point, except for ensuring, of course, that we have Rick as the leader. Just using some characters that I like to have some fun with. So this, I mean, again, this is another one where I think you can say you can use ranged characters pretty effectively. You've got the space, you've got the visibility, there is a threat counter, so doing what I'm doing with Connie here and using a weapon that can reduce threat is a good idea, or just something that doesn't generate it in the first place, like bows, or silenced pistols. You're still going to have a few walkers that are going to appear if you don't reduce the threat, but yeah, at least you're not bringing in like hordes of them turn after turn, which can be a problem on higher difficulties. But there you go. That's 2 maps in a row where you can safely say confident to use shooters. The reason Rick works as a good leader is just you're causing extra damage with your attacks, including charge attacks, and you're increasing your chance to get charge points with each kill. And it's charge attacks that matter at the higher difficulty levels. You're not really going to cause an awful lot of damage with just standard attacks. So, charge attacks is key. Kill the big walker and its entourage. What type of big walker are we talking about? Okay, yeah. So, no threat counter here. I am familiar with this one though. Yes, there we go. So when you kill the big guy, a whole bunch of other people, a whole bunch of other walkers sort of come in to say, hey, what do you think you're doing? So be wary of that. He's your target, but you might want to try not to get his attention and just kill all of his buddies first. That also has the benefit, if you're using Rick as the leader, of massively bumping up your inspiration, Rick's leadership trait, the damage, the charge point chance. So it's one way you can use ranged characters. Maybe characters like Tyrese would be good because he has that debuffing circle, which will slow down anything that comes through it, also cause harm to it no matter how tough it is. So if the big guy walks into Tyrese's debuff circle, he's going to get hurt as well. Mercer could be a good choice. Hurts anything regardless of how tough it is if his leadership trait kicks in. But yeah, it's keep an eye on whether you're drawing the attention of nearby walkers, because when it gets to higher difficulties, you have to take out the walkers, ideally sort of just a few at a time, otherwise you're going to get swamped. Open the gate and get into Alexandria. Okay, we're going to bring Aaron. Why not? I can imagine Aaron using the bow. Seems like something he might do. Again, that can reduce threat. The reason I'm bringing another shooter is because it kind of seems to suggest that we're going to be opening a gate or something. It's going to take a while. We can still get attacks with the character who is doing that if Yumiko is nearby. Now, obviously what's going to happen is as we start opening the gate, walker's going to appear. There they are. So having maybe an area of effect weapon is a good idea. What you could do is you could use Glenn. You could push that gate. He'd still have an action left. Really get that gate open quickly. It's just that each time that you make that push, somebody pops their head out to say hello. Let's keep Rick charged, shall we? Okay, there we go. There's that threat counter kicking in. So we're knocking things off just with one shot, so you can't see it. But what I said about Yumiko, let's say that she was attacking somebody 3 squares away to her right. Aaron would be in range. He would have line of sight. Even though he's used up his actions, he would be able to get a shot in. So she is very good to take along if you've got ranged characters. The missions kind of seem to sort of fit the feel, the theme. It does feel very Alexandrian. I remember the Sanctuary set had a mission that was set in a red carpeted hotel, and it's like what's that got to do with Sanctuary? You actually kind of do feel like you're fighting through Alexandria here. Loot the boxes and get out. Okay, old Glenny Glen's coming along. Bring the sawtooth. Yeah, bring that. Yeah. I'm making sure that I'm bringing silent weapons on, these kinds of missions. What we are going to do is we're going to have walkers obviously coming out. Those boxes were glowing red. That means that they are booby trapped. Now what I could do really is get a few more kills with Glenn and Yumiko so that their inspiration goes up as well. Turns everyone into a monster. So this is a fairly straightforward one. You've got a lot of control over this. Sure, there's a threat counter which you can kind of control by using quiet weapons or threat reducing weapons. That's for sure. But you can decide when you search those boxes and therefore bring out the booby trap walkers. Really strong is just bringing Glenn along for this. Open those boxes and he can still move. You know that when you open those boxes, a brand new threat is going to be sprung upon you. So having somebody who can react to that and do something about it, it's a pretty nice idea. I think that classic little combo of Rick and Glenn is going to work very well on this set of missions. You want to get at least 610 points. That's the maximum number up to which you are earning seasonal event tokens. Don't know what this character Quinn is going to be like, but could be that he's really, really good, and you really want to unlock him. But I think we're back to the start. Kill all the walkers in the area. Yes, we are. That's what we've got with Alexandria. Now, I don't think that this set is quite as challenging as last week's. That one was rough. There's definitely some clear strategies that you can use to give yourself an advantage. If you do still have any dramas, let me know. And myself or somebody else, and it happens often, people come up with brilliant suggestions and tips in the comments. I'm sure they will help as well. But in the meantime, good luck to you and your guild. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching.